After the ball is over, after the skein is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
All right, we are live, and you might see me adjusting. I've got a new stand that I'm very happy about for my computer, and it swivels. We did add the mic that we normally use for the camera, so hopefully you should be able to hear Mom better.
Without the buzzing.
Without the buzzing. The buzzing came from me editing and trying to bring up the sound to hear her better, but then it would buzz because the microphone we had, that's what happens when you adjust the sound. And I'll tell you, I edited it so many different ways to try to get rid of that background sound, and I just couldn't. And I don't know why this hair is like being obnoxious. But yeah, so this mic should take care of that problem since we normally use this mic.
Right.
I didn't know that it could plug into this computer. And this is probably the way it's going to be right now, just to preserve energy.
For the foreseeable future.
For the foreseeable future. Mm-hmm. But I think having the mic will help. I actually kind of like the space it gives us because a lot of times it's better for when you're showing things and I can adjust as needed.
I do like the quality better on the other, but
I mean, yeah, there is that, but it is a lot of setup, and I don't have the lights in my face with this.
Right.
So.
All right. Welcome to the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast episode,
Something?
Yeah, because we didn't start with the normal.
Sorry. Do you wanna do intros again? Hi,
hello. Hello, and welcome to the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast episode 564. Today is Tuesday, August 1st, 2023, as we are recording. I am Marlisha, also known as Lady Fernico.
And I'm Tali, also known as Franciscan Gypsy.
Yes, you cannot throw me curveballs like that.
You mean like you did when I was doing the liturgy one?
Yeah, but you forgot to get introduced. You introduced yourself and you didn't introduce me.
I didn't do anything different. You just confused me.
No. Today is, as we said, August 1st, so rabbit, and wow. And Laura's probably cringing. She's probably saying, no, it's turtle. But anyway.
Sorry, I'm thinking of that movie.
Turtle.
What's that movie actually called? Master Disguise.
Master Disguise, yeah.
Why do you even say turtle? I don't know.
He was some kind of turtle master. I don't know. It was weird.
Turtle.
Dana loves that movie.
It's such a dumb movie.
Oh, it's funny. Okay. Anyway, I don't want to go off on a tangent again because I really like to keep this one under an hour.
Yes. I don't know how that one got so long.
Because we were both tired.
Well, what I'm actually going to do, just so I can keep track, because we don't have the timer on this one, so we have no idea how long we're running. So I'm just going to, not because we're going to watch it all the time or like time ourselves.
Well, just gives us an idea.
Just gives us an idea, so I'll have the stopwatch going.
Okay, but we want to welcome all new and returning viewers to the Fun in the Woman Cave. If you're new, we're glad you found us. We hope you see something you enjoy and that you return. And if you are returning, we're always glad to have you with us. If you are either new or returning and you're still in the shadows but would like to become more involved, you can get more involved by pressing the little subscribe button on your right. And the little bell, tap the little bell there. It'll give you options in terms of how often you want to receive notifications. So that will make you official there. And if you want to be able to take part in the alongs, that needs to be done over our PHN home, and that's PHNhome.freeforums.net. It's in the little description box below the video, as is a whole bunch of other information.
And we do also have a PHN Instagram now. It'll be updated as I think of it.
Or whoever else posts something on there.
Well, they can't post something on the Instagram. I have to post it.
Oh.
It's like it's only one person who can post on Instagram. Not everyone shares the account. They can respond.
Okay.
Just like not multiple people can post on your account.
I guess I see people coming in. I guess it's because I follow them.
Yes, it's not that they're posting on your account. It depends on who you're following.
I don't do a lot on anything anymore.
So,
it's just-
I will usually try to do it when I'm editing the podcast. Maybe a reminder, oh, hey, we have, like, this Thursday we have a Zoom coming up. I'll try to post a reminder for that.
and the Zoom is for Patreon.
For Patreon.
Okay.
Although I got a notification this might be... Are we doing the one that's for everybody in December or July? Because we were going to do... We did one that was for everybody.
You have to look at the notes. I'm not sure.
Because I have it popping up for July.
Well, if it's for July, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. It probably is because it was the 6th month.
Okay.
So actually, this is the 7th month, but we decided July as opposed to June.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I guess we're going to get an everybody Zoom, which would be fun.
Yeah, because I actually had forgotten about that.
And that's at 10:30.
Yes,
On
it is.
Thursday,
It is. So keep an eye on Instagram for a reminder for that. Because yes, I had absolutely forgotten about that until it popped up on my calendar. This is an everybody one.
Yep. This is our one time a year that everybody can do that. Okay, now let's see here. Oh, I have 3 projects.
So do I.
Okay, well, the tea I'm having, I'm kind of sleepy today as well because I had to miss my workout this morning, so I did a really extra hard walk on the treadmill today, so I'm a little tired because I did like over an hour, 5 miles, so I might be a little sleepy. I'm having, and I can't have any caffeine, so this is my decaf Nutella, which is from Adagio. It's not my blend, it's somebody else's. I can't remember if it's Woody's or Irishman's, but it's...
That's Woody's.
Okay, and it's really good. It's got a nice chocolatey...
When you run out, I'll give you mine because I don't drink decaf very often.
Okay, then I have to buy it.
Exactly. And then I have a free tin.
Right, right.
That I can put, like, your chocolate one in or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have one that I need to get rid of that I like when I take the coconut out of it, but I'd rather put something else in it.
Right.
And I can maybe get that one once in a while. The thing is with the with those is that you can't. Well, I guess you can get the samples in the bags. You just can't get the small ones in the.
Yeah.
Yeah. So once in a while I might want to get it, but not. If I want to, I'd like to be able to get the sample size, but the sample size for the ones that are fandom
Come in tins.
So they come in little tins, and I have a gazillion tins that you guys have been getting every once in a while when I send out.
Just because
sometimes they'll have tea in them, sometimes they'll be empty because you can use them for notions, like stitch markers and things.
Might be nice too for like if you sew or something, put pins in. But
yeah, they're very useful.
What I have is. What I've been, right now, I'm on a kick for this particular tea. It's in my Jane Austen mug. Jane Austen July has finished. I'm just too lazy to change out my mug. Because it is a nice mug.
I have my Poirot up there. Or Sherlock Holmes, not Poirot. Sherlock Holmes.
My Poirot is a little bit on the smaller side. I usually have to readjust for the size. Which
my Sherlock Holmes is this size, and I have to adjust because I usually have my tea in here.
I think my Poirot probably is closer to that size. Is it something about use your little gray cells mon ami? And it has the mustache on it.
Yeah, it's cute.
I couldn't get it in a bigger size, but I liked it. I wanted one with the mustache. I wanted one with gray cells. And I wanted the picture on both sides. So I had specifications. Anyway, this is my Jane Austen mug. I have in here Black Dragon Pearl. I think I had it last time too. I've been trying to try some of the teas that Mom gave me, but I didn't feel like having something I may or may not like today, so I went with a known.
And that's what happened with me as well, because a friend of mine created a entire decaf fandom, not just for me,
But because you suggested
but because I had said to her, she had made a couple blends for me that were caffeinated, and I said, well, do you think you make them decaffeinated? She said, like, I don't guarantee anything, but I can try. And then she started getting on it, and I said, hey, just make a fandom, so people can.
Because there's plenty of people who can't have caffeine because
Right.
of heart issues or whatever. I mean, for a long time, I was having the Plum Deluxe herbal. I mean, I think it was just non-caffeinated box. I think that's where I kind of got off, like where I don't really care for non-caffeinated when I was on that box.
But my point is that I've got a whole bunch of those because I purchased a bunch of them, and so I'm trying them. But I didn't want to try something I wasn't sure I was going to like on the podcast. I'm looking forward to when I can at least go up to moderate caffeine, because then I can pick up my spot of mott and chocolate and a lot of Taya's blends and things like that.
When's our next appointment? It's this month, isn't it?
Yes, the 10th.
Oh, I didn't realize it's come up so soon.
Yeah, the 10th. Because I looked it up. So.
Yeah, I should be getting my night guard then.
Well, you won't get your night
Okay,
guard.
I'll be
Yeah.
sized for my night guard. Yeah.
So I said what my tea was, didn't I? And you said what
Yeah,
your
I
tea
said
was?
what my tea
Okay.
is. Mm-hmm.
All right, so going on, apparently we have no idea how to maintain a schedule. So we will, and it kind of, my husband said to me, I thought you had an outline. I said, I don't do outlines. I don't do outlines. For my writer's days, people are like, do you have an outline? I said, yeah, I write the story and then I write the outline and fill it in. But, okay, that's neither here nor there. We do have a few alongs going on.
I don't even have the outline anymore. I used to keep one, and now I'm just too lazy.
The first one is the PHN Movie Night Make Along 2023, and that's our year-long cal, and we are in our MAL now that we take more than just crochet and knit. This one is a year-long, and we are in our third quarter, which kind of blows me away. We are in the middle of our third quarter when we hit August. So, middle of our third quarter. And so this quarter will end in September. No. October, right? September. July, August, September.
Yes, because
October will start the new one.
Yes.
So
because we're still in the toy along. Wait.
I'm not doing our
Not toy along. Brain.
Cardiac dysautonomia.
We were at that point still in like tortoise versus hare and things like that. I remember we were on retreat. It wasn't toy along yet.
No. The toy along's always the last because it makes good gifts.
Yeah.
So the only thing I'm going to say about these is that this runs January 1st through December 31st. So once we hit January 1st of next year, 2024, it's finished, depending on when we close the threads. But please don't depend on us being late. We often are, but don't depend on it.
And I'm going to try to remember to, when it's getting to the point where, okay, guys, please post your last things. The long's going to be ending, and we're heading to this long. I need to put it on Instagram.
And then in January, we have to remember to say, hey, take off your pictures that you don't want, because we get warnings and people can't stop being able to post pictures because we're overloaded with photographs.
Yeah, because I think we can use Instagram to kind of promote the alongs and also as reminders, because I think a lot of people will check Instagram where they don't always remember to check other places. People scroll.
Right, but my point is, they have to remember that once we hit January, what I'm trying to get across is once we hit January, you need to take all your pictures off that you want to keep.
Right. My point was that we put that reminder up.
Mm-hmm. Well, you were talking about the end of the thing where they're coming in, you post the pictures for the along. I'm talking about the whole year.
Right, agreed.
Okay. So anyway, the projects must be knit, loom knit, crocheted, woven, or paper crafts such as journaling, origami, card making, artwork, anything like that, okay? Everything else is in the threads, the feature yarns and feature patterns, or anything by me, Taya, or Laura. And if you have any questions about that, you're in the group, please feel free to ask. Somebody will tag us if they don't know the answer.
Right, because you can only take part in the alongs if you're in the group, which is why we don't go a whole lot in depth on the podcast about that, because there's no point if you're not a part of the group.
Well, unless they decide they want to do it.
Right. I mean, we'll explain what the along is.
Which is why I generally do it at the beginning of the along. I tend to give you the whole spiel.
But we'll explain what the along is, because that part is usually what's going to drop. But people don't necessarily want to hear the whole spiel about all the details, and that's just tiring.
I have given a lot for that, and I think that the first day of the along, we have to have some kind of more information. And I've cut it back a lot even for that. The hashtag for this is hashtag PHN Movie Night 2023 on Instagram. Okay? The next one is the Arthritis, Cardiac Dysautonomia, Cal-Cal-Lal 2023. The hashtag is PHN ACD 2023. And this goes from July 1st to September 30th. So once we hit October 1st, we are finished. Again, don't depend on us being late. We usually are, but don't depend on it, because sometimes Rena closes us down, and she's on time. So she's one of our moderators, and she's amazing. Let's see here. I already said the hashtag for this. It's the same featured yarns and featured patterns, the same things that we accept. So it's all in the group. Now, the Tortoise versus Hare 2023, this is Laura Concerts. Okay, she's crocheting Hoovian, and she's a lot of Pop Girl creations, I think, now. Okay.
Well, she's still like Pup Girl yarns for the yarn, but
Yes, yes.
creations for everything else.
And last time I checked, her site wasn't up yet, but you can keep looking. I think her site is Lollipop Girl Creations.
yes, I do believe that.
But anyway, the Tortoise versus Hare is hers. We are co-hosting as we have from the beginning because she asked us to, and we enjoy it. So that's good. And it's anything Tortoise versus Hare related. I mean anything, because she's wide open with it. So whatever the project is, we will accept it because that's her rules. So that's what we will accept. Knitting, crocheting, anything, and it could be, toys or not. And we started out just being toys, but it's not.
Well, it's evolved over the years.
It's evolved because we want more people to be doing it, and then Laura branched out in things, and we branched out in other things. So, if Brittany, are you listening, Brittany? If you make a
Bunny
tortoise
card.
We're gonna get a comment. You know this. You can participate. So we love having Brittany participate with us. So she's amazing, and she has the most beautiful cards you ever want to see.
She has.
So, any project for this. This is not limited to fiber arts and paper crafts. This one is open, wide open. Okay, just keep it clean, folks. Okay, PG-13 person here. Okay.
Before we get into the projects, let's just still work on the longs.
Yeah, let me just see. Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay, because someone had asked what the 2 at the time socks I was working on.
It was Christina.
Yes,
I think.
and I did want to show them, even though I have not worked on them in a while because that requires a little bit more focus. That is the chart. I had gone and
Looney Hiker, right?
yes, it is
Looney Hiker.
and she did say we could say her name.
Pat
It's a-
Hensley.
It's a Pat Hensley pattern. I did, just for my own preference, I went to the place where I normally make, I think this is the one where I made the chart bigger. It might not be. I can't remember now. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. I know for another pattern I went and typed up the chart again, but this might not be one where I did. I'll have to look at the chart or another chart in this pattern.
I think I have her Betsy Ann shawl. I have to see. I know I have a couple of her things.
You do have something that says Shenandoah on it.
Yes.
Or blue. I think it's Shenandoah.
Was it socks?
It's a shawl.
It is a shawl. I have to go back and check.
I'm pretty sure it's a shawl. It might be a cow.
It might be. I need to wait till I finish said huge project.
Yes.
Right.
So, maybe I don't see a chart anywhere else on here. Either I only took the chart that I wanted, or she wrote it and I then charted it because I wanted it charted. I'm not sure. No, it says chart, so maybe this is part of the pattern and I did something with the other one. Anyway, so this sock is called let me go to the front of the pattern. Graveyard Field Socks.
Perfect for Halloween.
And this, I think she gave this pattern to me. Even though I don't normally work two, at least recently I haven't normally worked 2 at a time. Or toe up. When I was doing toe up, 2 at a time, I believe it was toe up.
How pretty those are. They're absolutely gorgeous.
They are very pretty.
Very pretty.
So I haven't worked on them in a while, but they are quite nice. Can't remember what this gray is.
It looks like it might be charcoal or.
mean-
what's the yarn base?
I don't know.
I mean, not the base, but you don't know who the dyer is?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay, let me feel it. I don't know what that is. It's not Miss Babs.
It seems like it was just like a random one I happened to have and I lost the tag for.
That feels really almost straw-like.
But yeah.
I wonder if that was something somebody gave you.
I don't know.
It's really pretty.
It is. And it looks like it'll stretch nicely. Because that's always my concern when I do a pattern sock. Because I haven't always had the best luck.
Right.
But there we go. Lace tends to work okay though.
Let me see here.
Let me stick this. So this wasn't a project I worked on. This is just one I wanted to show because I was asked about it.
Okay, well, you need to go ahead and do your actual project.
Oh, okay. Am I going first then?
I always go first. I'm tired of talking.
Oh, hang on, I need to put my pattern back.
I'm trying not to talk so low. My voice has lowered a lot since I got older, so I'm trying not to talk so low so you can hear me.
We also think that part of the problem is Mom sits back when she talks, whereas I sit forward. And it might be right. You might be right as well. A voice that
Why is my
isn't
tea gone?
interruption.
My tea is gone.
Yes, it is.
It's turnabout. It's fair play.
But a higher voice would carry more. And I also, when I get excited, that's the Italian.
Well, when I get excited, you can hear me because I'm like,
Yeah.
because I'm Italian more than her.
Yes. But yeah, so first one.
My tea is gone.
This one I worked on. Okay, I only have to be.
Sorry, guys. I need to.
And that might actually have picked up fairly well because this is a good mic.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that, especially if I had earbuds.
Yeah, so I think I'm about to start the toe for this. This is my TARDIS sock. The pattern is Not Just Boring Boot Sock pattern by Corinne Walcher. I think I'm wearing that pattern now. This is the one I'm wearing is a undyed yarn. I can't remember the colorway.
Undead yarn.
Why did I say undyed? I don't know.
Undyed.
Undead yarn. I'm not lifting up my leg because no.
Old people leg.
My knees just don't allow anymore.
No.
But
You might
Okay.
hear noise. Davina's cleaning the bathroom.
well, the mic doesn't pick up like that because I know we've had it not pick up other noise out there before, and the mic hasn't changed. So there we go. I do like this the way it spirals.
It's really pretty.
This is Wild Hair, and this is her TARDIS colorway. I think it has it's like TARDIS something. I know the tag was in here.
Bigger on the inside.
It's in my Star Wars Rebel Scum bag. It's called something else, but I'm calling it Star Wars Rebel Scum.
It is?
I don't think it's called
I don't
Rebel
think it's
Scum
called
bag.
anything. I think it's called.
Well, I think it was probably just Star
Star
Wars
Wars,
bag, and I just call it my Star
we-
Wars Rebel Scum bag.
we give names to our bags.
Well, not to mention, I mean, it's got all the Rebel ships on there, and they're always calling them Rebel Scum. So, okay, so this is Pinnacle DK, and it's called Time Machine, that makes sense. The TARDIS is a time machine. So,
Very cool.
yes, I had to measure this later, and I then start the toe.
Did you
Next
say
sock.
that was your your first sock? Or
It is my first
Okay.
sock, but this sock works up really quickly when I actually work on it.
And what is the weight? Did you say that?
Yes, I said it's DK.
Oh, it is DK. Okay.
She does. I like the fact that she does the superwash nylon DK. So usually I have to do a superwash nylon sport because that seems to be more common. But I do have a couple patterns that work for that, and this pattern actually works for that too. I've done it before.
I now have a base that is DK. DK nylon.
I had to make sure I know with the sport that I have enough yardage to do a certain amount for this pattern, and then have enough for you to get some for like a scrappy thing.
Right.
Because I was giving you scraps before.
Right.
But now you're not doing anything scrappy. So.
At the moment. Well,
Not the kind of scrappy where my scraps left over from a sock will help
right.
me.
I'd have to do smaller squares to do that.
But yes, that is that.
Okay, mine, the one that I'm working on now. I'm gonna tell you guys, and I'll probably tell you this every podcast because, in case we get new people, for the foreseeable future, you're gonna see basically one project from me. Okay, you'll see what I work on while Taya's talking, or while I worked on it while just sitting here doing the podcast. But basically, the only thing that's going to show any kind of progress is the one thing that's time sensitive because it needs to be done by September, and that's next month.
Well, basically, the most progress you're going to be seeing for me is what I work on during liturgy. Because a lot of times my fatigue is bad enough, and I'm not as good about doing two things at the same time as I used to be. So that's my main knitting time, and usually it's this another project I'll be showing.
So I'm hoping that the time will come when I will be, once September is gone, that I will be able to push forward and do more projects. I have things in my mind. I have a pattern in my head that I want to do. So
You have a
hopefully-
shawl you want to finish.
I have a bunch of shawls I want to
You have a
finish.
shawl you want to start.
Yep.
Because you always have a next shawl in mind for that pattern.
Yeah. Somebody always wants it, so.
You need to take a drink of this first.
How much caffeine is in it?
Oh, I'm
I
sorry.
can have a little bit. I'm not going to drink like a ton of it.
Yeah, please don't. That's my tea.
Oh, that's good.
Isn't it?
That's really good.
I love, I mean, I have the full amount of sugar that I want in there, but
Is that 2 or 1?
this
Yeah.
is 2 because when I was doing 1.5, I think it's a bigger mug than I realized.
Well, sometimes, Ty and I were talking about, we're both trying to lower our sugar intake. Some teas need the full sugar, and some you can get away with hardly any.
Well, this one I think is naturally a sweeter tea anyway, but this mug is a bit larger than I realize sometimes because it's shorter, so I underestimate how big it is.
Well, it's got a bigger circumference.
Exactly. But this tea is good. This was my first tea I ever got from Adagio.
Okay, this is in my angel bag. It's my film noir shawl from this scrap shawl pattern by Anastasia Zattel. People probably tell me all the information about this better than I can because I've done it like a gazillion times. This and the Cerebel. So this is the only thing I think that comes up next are your patterns and the bankhead, which has a knit pattern.
It's been a while since you've done a bankhead.
Yeah, I have to get back to that. See, it's grown just a little bit because I only worked on it just a little bit. Funny how that works. I like this. I can't wait.
It's going to be so nice because you have several outfits that, and even your, I'm so sorry, even your brighter outfits will still work with it.
Yeah, I mean, this is black and white. It's meant, film noir. That's what it's meant to be, and it's meant to go with almost everything. This kind of stuff, when you have a neutral, it can pretty much go with anything.
Yeah, it's white.
Yeah, I mean, gray. It's gray in here. Where is my, not my hook, where's my loop?
Did you take it off the...
Yeah, I did. Well, there it is. I pinned it, for lack of a better term. So yeah, this does grow. When I finish the project of Doom, yes, Patty, of Doom. Happy birthday, Patty.
Yes, happy birthday. Oh, I forgot to wish your one.
It was a couple
It's a
days
bunny.
ago. So yeah, but anyway, this.
I thought it was yesterday.
Okay, yesterday. This should go quickly once I finish my other project. It's just a matter of me sitting down and putting in the extra rows. And it's not a whole lot. It grows very, very quickly, even with the DK weight, which is Miss Babs, and some of the different stuff that I have from Dragonfly Fibers, which is basically what I've used in here, is Miss Babs and Dragonfly Fibers. And this is going to be a very nice weight, because sometimes I don't just wear these shawls in the wintertime, so I don't always want them super heavy.
Right.
I just wanted enough to wrap up in my church when it's cold.
I always want a dense shawl because one or two things happens when I'm having a flare. Either I'll get extremely hot, which hasn't happened as often lately. It's been less frequent since my first surgery, although I had a really bad one several months ago after I went up the stairs. But usually now it's this absolutely freezing that nothing helps.
Right.
And usually I have two of your shawls on. I have the dogwood, the one you
made from Kay?
Yes,
Yeah.
that on. Usually a handmade sweater if I have one nearby. And I put my my blanket that I'm working on, my lap blanket I'm working on my lap, and I just sort of huddle cold and wish until I fall asleep, and then I feel better.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I look. Oh, and I usually have one of my
Your hoods.
hoods on, so I look like I'm
The Nanook of the North.
the neck of the north. It's summer, and I'm sitting there absolutely freezing.
Yeah. When my husband keeps the house pretty chilly, but not as cold as he used to because the utilities have gone up so much.
Well, for me, I have temperature regulation issues, so it doesn't matter what time of year. If I'm going to be cold, I'm going to be cold. If I'm going to be hot, I'm going to be hot.
Yeah, I don't have the regulation issues, but I do get cold. And if I go into a store, I have to have a sweater at all times because if I go into a store, I'm freezing.
Well, every time I go somewhere, I have a hood, one of my Thorns hooded cows. I have a sweater and I have a shawl, which means I always have to make sure I have all my things.
Excuse me. I think it's your turn.
It is my turn. So my next one is actually the hood we were talking about. This is Thorns Hooded Cow. It is by a person whose name I can't remember. And
That's
I
probably,
think is it Sunshine something or other?
yeah, because I kept saying it was Efanera.
But it's not. I think it's Sunshine something.
Yeah.
But free pattern. If you look it up, if you type in Thorns Hooded Cow, it'll take you to Ravelry usually, even though it might take you actually to the site where it's at. But anyway, the Ravelry pattern page will take you to a link, which will take you to a whole page of Lord of the Rings. Actually, it might even be Hobbit as well. Tolkien, actually, it would be Hobbit because Thorin is from the Hobbit. Tolkien-themed free patterns. And this is a free pattern. It's got multiple different kinds of this hood, so slightly different variations. It's a really, I mean, I have made, I currently have three for me.
We said 5.
Yeah, I currently have 3 for me. I made one for Davina.
And one for Laura.
And one for Laura. So yeah, I have 5 that I've made. 3 of them for me. And I'm making my 6th one for me now. Because, of course, I have to have this. Now, I will have to put it, even if I have to buckle down and purchase another Miss Babs, I need to have another one on the needles to go. Because I wear these constantly. It's actually partially a medical reason because it blocks the light for my migraines. But I have this certain level of chill so often that a lot of times, oh, and also it doesn't hurt the top of my head the way because I have a lot of scalp tenderness. So I'm constantly wearing these, and I need some to match every single outfit I have. Also, sometimes you just want variety. Mm-hmm. So I had the blue-greeny one.
She just wants to make it.
Well, I want to make it because it also is a good project for whenever. But I do wear them all the time.
I was going to take mine with me to finish, or at least to make some progress on when I went to the doctor's with Mike the other day. Mm-hmm. But I didn't want to have to worry about binding off and starting the hood at the doctor's office. Because you can't really focus. You have to be available if, they need you for something or whatever.
Yeah. I'm sitting there thinking, and I don't think I actually have another Miss Babs. I might have to set aside some money because I think...
In what color?
At this point, I'm just kind of open.
I've got a billion...
But I don't want one that's too variegated because I wear...
I have a zing right there.
Oh, that's true. I don't have a zing color. But then you're out of zing.
Yeah, I am. But if you wanted to start it right away, I can always,
Well, I have to finish this first. But yeah, I do want to almost immediately start the next one. Eventually, I want to start an orange one. And I tend to do Miss Babs because... you know what? I would have to purchase anyway because it takes 1.5. Right. Although I guess if I started, then I could pick up the other one.
Right. Especially if it's not variegated.
Especially if it's not variegated, yeah. Because I don't have any more projects I can pull out that I can use for this. Because the project I need to pull out is another one in this because I'm not wearing it. The shape's not right for me. But I don't have anything else that is the right size.
Entirely the wrong shape.
Yeah, so this is... this is Miss Babs.
And that was a Poirot reference.
It was a Poirot reference. This is Miss Babs. And the colorway is Squash Blossom, which is my absolute favorite colorway in the world.
It's funny because when I think of Squash Blossom, even though I know it's a plant, when I was a child in New Mexico, my parents were stationed there when I was 13 and 14, just that 8th grade year. And Squash Blossom, that's when I first heard Squash Blossom. And that's not this color. It's blue. A Squash Blossom is a type of necklace.
Oh, so it's another...
It has turquoise in it.
Okay, so... Even though I think there is a flower that is this yellow.
There is.
Huh, that's funny.
But my point is that I didn't hear about the flower first. I heard about the necklace first.
And I wonder why they call it a squash blossom, since unless there's blue ones down there as well.
No, I don't think the stones are the thing. I think it's the setting. It's the way they're set.
Oh.
I think, and I'm not sure what a squash blossom looks like, but it's called squash blossom.
Well, I'm pretty sure I've seen pictures where it matches this yellow for the flower. Mm-hmm. But I wonder also, though, if you might be right that it's a setting, but also I know sometimes you'll have different colors in different areas. Not
for turquoises. There's no yellow. As far as I know, there's no yellow turquoise. I have some...
No, I'm not talking about turquoise. I mean, there might be a different colored squash blossom in a different area.
Oh, right.
Because there are sometimes flowers that are...
I think squash blossoms come from squash, though. I mean, from the squash plant. If you look at a squash plant, the squash blossom's that color.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it's just like a flowering plant or anything.
I mean, it makes sense that's why it's called squash blossom. Yeah. I just assumed it was a flowering plant, but that makes more sense what you said. But yeah, this is making progress. I work on this one, praying the liturgy of the hours, because for whatever reason, if I'm not working on a simple project, my mind wanders, and then I forget where I'm at. So for some reason, working on
to
this...
let your mom introduce herself?
When I'm working on this, it actually helps me focus a little bit more, because what will happen is I'll be praying out loud, and then I'll be like, oh, I should get a drink. And then my mind is like, I lost where I was. It's just so dumb, but for whatever reason, it's helped me focus.
Focus.
So let's see. I have 59 through 87 before I start the hood. So
Seems like those last few rows take forever.
because I'm working on this so much, it doesn't really feel like that. And also, I'm kind of wanting it to take its time to a certain extent because this is my project I'm working on.
I remember when I tested, I didn't test, I was doing Kay's first pattern, the handbrake.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was her first pattern. And it just took forever to get like that last inch, I think it was. It was like the inch.
Well, that does take a while. I think I have a sweater I need to measure. I've been putting it off because it requires me having floor space.
Right.
And when I do that, because that's another one, it's all stockinette.
Right.
And I've been doing like going to a certain place forever. That's the one I had to pull back to a certain point because I forgot to do. I think it's either increases or decreases.
The reason I whispered is because my husband sometimes watches the video.
He doesn't usually watch this far along.
Not this far. He surprised you sometimes. He might just go pop in the middle.
Well, I was surprised to find that they even knew where my booktube was because he
Yeah.
looked it up one time and let me know about the video quality because I had tried to make the viewing a little bit differently and it reduced the quality of the video. So yeah, he surprised me by letting me know.
He's very interested in what we do, very supportive of what we do. So.
But yeah, I didn't even know he knew I had a booktube because if I mentioned it, I thought he wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, sometimes he does that. But,
Yeah, but I had no idea that he knew.
okay, in my next project, you done?
Yes, I am done.
My next project is in my Silver Shed USA extra large 10-year podversary bag. My lovely Anne. I think her last name is Gander now.
Oh, I think you're right.
Because she got married. Congratulations. A few months ago.
It's been more than that.
Seems like it has been more than
I
that.
feel like it's
Maybe a year?
Yeah, I feel like we're going on a year.
Yeah. And this is my strawberry shortcake baby blanket from the Sorabelle scarf pattern by Anastasia. This is by Sarah Sweethearts.
Your other person that you do constantly.
Yeah, this is my other one that I probably have. I don't know. I think I have double digits of this one.
Well, this for you is like this pattern for me is that when you finish it, you start another one.
Well, it's getting that way with my shawl pattern now too.
Well, it is. Yeah.
I don't know how many shawls I made. I made 2 for you, one for Laura, one for Crystal. I've got one for myself.
You've got the one that I'm going to keep saying I'm going to give away, the acrylic one.
Yep.
Because
and then I've got the one that's on the needles now. So I've got this is my 7.
Yeah.
But I've lost track of the Sorabelle. I tried to go through the Sorabelle. I think I have like 20 or something, and that was like months and months and months ago. So
well, it's going to get to the point for some of these patterns you're just going to lose track because we don't put them on a site anymore.
I really wish I could find her again because I wanted to tell her how much enjoyment I get out of this pattern and what I do with it. But
it seems like she completely scrubbed her online presence. You can't find her.
Can't find her.
The only reason I was able to find this for somebody because I had to go and search everywhere. Eventually, I did the same thing to find our braided brights.
Right, but George is not scrubbed. I could find the stuff. All I could find out was free, and that's why I could give it to the people who were asking me.
Because and the only reason we can find it is someone made a forum post that had her name in it, way back when. But she apparently has scrubbed her online.
Yeah, I miss her because she was
completely.
very talented. I love this pattern, and I think she was kind of a loss for us. But
I mean, you can see her patterns that the pattern page that other people did on Ravelry still. So that's how I knew what pattern she had. But other than that, yeah, she's.
I think she's a loss for us. She's very talented, and this, and it was a free pattern. This is how it's going. I only, like I said, this is another one that I just kind of with the weave in that end that I just did a little bit during the podcast last time. But it is moving along, and there's no hurry on this, so it's so soft, really soft for an acrylic. So.
Well, it's because the fuzzy fuzz.
Ice charm, yeah.
And ice charm, you said it was pretty good anyway.
I'm gonna have to switch to another ball pretty soon.
Yay!
But, yeah.
Okay, so it's my turn for my last project. So I forgot to show for my last one. I was doing the bunny butt bag that Laura gave me. That is an Erin Lane bag, and with the cute little bunnies on the inside.
He's on the inside. bunnies on the outside. Bunnies on the
Look at them, they're popping their way through.
everywhere.
I love them, they're so cute. Okay, and this is probably going to just become my bag for my Thorns Hooded Cow. So,
Just like Renna's got all my scrap yarn in it.
right, I think it's sometimes just easier to just have the same bag for a certain kind of project if you're consistently doing that project. Now, I've had so many of the not just born boot socks. That pattern I've lost track of how many I've made.
Right.
Because I've made so many of them. I've made a couple for you. That one is constantly on the needles. I have another one on the needles in a different bag. But anyway, this is my log cabin love, and I think someone did confirm that this might have been a courthouse.
Yeah, it's a courthouse. It was Christina.
Yeah, so
She's my go-to for everything. This kind of blanket.
So I might have to consider either seeing if I have another scrap that'll work for this, or hoping that this will last enough. Because I finished one side with this blue, and I have to do the other one. I'm not sure if I'll have enough with this. I mean, not that it's going to cause me great pain to go and find shepherd's wool, because they're really inexpensive. And then I have it for another time if I want to use it. Because I actually really enjoy this blanket.
Right.
Even if I have to make it and, I don't know, find something to do with it. Dad likes these things anyway.
Yeah. We have blankets all over our house.
Oh, yeah. And we've had it happen for years. These are really nice lap blankets for, I can think of nursing homes and things like that. Now, granted, I like working with wool, which is a problem because it's better for my hands.
But I'm thinking about trying to find something because I was thinking I can use maybe for baby blankets. You alternate it with the Sorabelle and with the straight double crochet.
But something like this really, because of the shape, the wheelchairs, and for personal experience, I actually ruined a blanket on a wheelchair before because it was the wrong shape. But having something for your lap when you're in the nursing home is really nice. But here's the side that I finished. I really love this yarn. I used it. That's part of why I only have a limited amount yet. Limited amount of it left. I used it in at least one hat, if not two, for color work. I used it with, where's the pink?
Right there.
Yeah, I think this was the pink that went with it. It was really pretty together with the shepherd's wool. And I also, excuse me, I might have used it with the yellow because I remember being surprised. There's one that I wanted to work it with. It might have been, it was either the green or the pink because it worked okay with the yellow, I want to say. I ended up having to take a black and white picture because then when I saw it together like that, I was like, oh, it's not enough contrast. That's why I don't like this. So when I'm doing color work now, I try to take a black and white picture to see if there's enough contrast. That reminds me, I have this really nice, what do they call it, kep?
Yeah.
That I need to finish that I got off of a Facebook group where they were all supported, they're kepping together. I need to find that group again, so when I do eventually finish this thing, I'd be like, hey, like 10 million years later, I finished my kep, thank you guys.
Yeah.
Because it was really nice. It was part of like a Shetland thing where they were actually giving, like when you purchase it, money went to, I think it was a museum for knitting or something in Shetland. So it was like, oh yeah, I don't mind putting a little bit of money for a Shetland museum on like the history of knitting or whatever. That's cool.
Okay, here's the thing for the squash blossom I was telling you about. Okay, and they also have them that are pure silver.
That looks like a lobster claw.
Well, this is just a simple one.
Oh,
Some of
okay.
them are quite ornate. Let me see if I can find this. This one's a silver one. Just the silver. So they had them just silver, and they had the turquoise. I guess it's Native American inspired.
I mean, it does. I can see where
Can
you
see
might.
that? It's got a little bit of a glare. I'm sorry.
Well, that's because you don't have your screen dark like I tend to keep mine.
So it's all silver, but some of them can be quite ornate. My mom had one that was really pretty because we were stationed in New Mexico.
It doesn't look like the shape matters because look over here. There's one with the cross.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't call that really a true squash blossom. You usually had this kind of thing. Sometimes they were double, and I think it's just. I wish I could find an ornate one here to show you because they can be really impressive.
Well, type in
and
ornate.
heavy.
Hang on, that one looks pretty. What about that one?
We would show that one.
Oh, I thought you showed a different one.
It's very close. It is a little different.
It is a little different
Let me-
because
I
that
will-
one's more ornate. So you could type in ornate squash
That's what I
blossom.
find.
But yeah, so I have once I finish this second log for this lighter blue, I get to start a brighter blue, which is this one. And this one will be easy and cheap to pick up. This is Wool of the Andes Knit Picks, and I'm using all worsted for this. And this is what I put on my lap when I'm cold, on my chair when I'm having one of my cold flashes. But yeah, that's that. This is a really fun pattern. I love the hearts on it. Now, when I finish this, I might not do the heart one again. I might do it all in garter and just follow the idea for the picking up stitches and everything. Just because I like having this work, but I don't necessarily always want to follow a pattern.
Yeah, they're not.
Because then I can also do variegated if I want to.
They're not showing some of the real ornate ones that I saw when we were in New Mexico, and they do put. Oh, I do remember seeing the red ones.
So it is definitely the style.
It's the style of the chain, not the color of the. I remember seeing the red ones, but these are not at all.
But you know, your memory might be slightly.
No, Grandma has it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I thought there was more than one chain. There might only be one chain, but anyway, they were very. I remember seeing this one occasionally as well. This color.
For some reason, I think turquoise, like in my head, that's the one that makes the most sense. Seems to fit.
So that's that. But I just want to show you guys that. All right, let me get my last project out. It's in my Mama C ginormous bag, and it's full. Okay, and this is my Home is Where the Heart blanket is, which is just a tatted out. It's just a traditional courthouse steps blanket, but I'm going to be running with this later to make the pattern on my own if I can figure it out. This got all the work, okay, because this has to be done. I only have like 40 days to finish this.
I'm gonna move this. Oh wait, that's right.
Oh,
It's empty.
this goes in my,
Yeah, don't lose hooks.
because this is not an E or an F. This is a big one. This goes with my shawl, I think.
It's a big one.
Was it here?
And that was a very slight
Big one.
reference to "It's a Wonderful Life."
I don't know what hook this is.
Let me see. 5.0. Isn't that a G?
Okay, that's the right one then.
Okay, that is a G, isn't it?
I think so. It's either a G or an H.
Okay.
Okay, so that's it. Let me see here. This one,
I don't crochet as much, so I don't always remember.
I never do the millimeters anyway. Okay, this is the blanket. I'm trying to make sure I don't drop my hook. I put it in here already.
The only reason why I might remember the millimeters is I do put it in my patterns, and most of my patterns are crochet. So,
Let's see here. Here we go, my hook for this one. All right, so this is my Home is Where the Heart is. Home is Where the Heart is. And did a lot of work on this one. But because the logs are getting longer,
that's the most blue I'm working on for mine.
it is a little more green.
Mine's a little bit, yeah. This is a very country blue. The colors I picked up for the shepherd's wool are very country. This and the pink, and I have a green that's similar.
I didn't.
I think I have a yellow too.
I'm sorry, I need to get where I was. I did not pin this one off, and so I lost a couple stitches. Let me just.
So these actually are all three shepherd's wool. Here's the green. I'm sorry. Actually, this is green is too. Okay, so here's the shepherd's wool collection that I picked up at once. The blue, the green, the yellow, and the pink.
Right, this is this one I'm using right now is a Miss Babs, because remember last time we told you that we scoured the Miss Babs site. I don't have a stitch marker to pin this off with. I don't know what happened to it. I need a stitch marker to hold this so I can
I'm not sure if I have any extra
put one
on
in here maybe.
Because sometimes I have some of my zing thing, because zing comes with them, but it doesn't look like I have one here.
Let's see here.
I don't know if I have a notions pouch in here. Oh, wait, do I? Yes, I have one in here. Let's see if I have. Oh, Mom! Here, I have one for you.
Okay.
It's not a big one, but
That's okay, it'll do for now. All right,
so
so
I don't think I keep big ones on me.
thank you.
You're
I
welcome,
don't know
yeah.
what happened to my. I have to go through my stuff and see if I can find my big ones. Okay, now I can show you as soon as I cap this one. Cap this one off, right? Like toothpaste or something. Here we go. All right, so this is. I'm working on this particular log up here. You can see.
This is one of the nice things about working on computers. It seems to be a little bit more.
Can I take that in? So you can see And it's quite.
Well, if we go together, we can see it actually work quite well with two people, even right now, and it's going to get bigger.
And this is the length. The width, I think that's.
Well, it's probably similar.
Well, it's a rectangle.
Oh, that's right.
So you can see this is a rectangle.
Yeah, I see.
I think that we are looking at it. Right now, I'm working on the width.
Mm-hmm.
So the actual length would be like this.
Oh, okay.
Getting caught up.
So, and it's going to get wider.
So.
Okay, I see. Yeah, that does work better. So yeah, it's not quite yet large. Not quite yet. It's not large enough yet for two people, but it's going to get larger.
Well, yeah, I'm working on this color here to finish. I don't see how many rows in.
Because I think you determined it grows 16 each time you finish the two logs.
The 2 logs. It grows 6 inches in length.
6 inches. I apologize.
It grows 6 inches around.
Yeah.
Let me just see if I can find which end I'm working on. This is the end I already finished. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this one's already done. So I have on this one.
So it grows 6 inches around. That means it's 12. Like that's
this. It would be
12.
It'd be 6 lengthwise when I'm finished with one way around, and 6
Okay,
widthwise.
I see.
So this one I'm finishing my last row for this color. So I'll choose this color here. Is that right? This one right here, not this one, but this one right here. This goes on here next, and then I'll be finished with that round, and I can start the next color, which will probably be. It'll probably be this one, which is two different greens. This one here. And then I might go back to some kind of variation.
Now they couldn't see that very well through the bag.
Right, they'll see it next time I do
Yeah.
it. Then I might go on to some variation of this one again with something else, maybe with a green, maybe with something else, maybe with the pink if I have enough. So this is what I've been wanting to work on because it has to be done.
Right, but thankfully it's also fun.
It is fun
because you're
like
changing colors.
changing colors. I'm like, it takes forever. It could take me a full 45-minute show to get most of the way through a log, or because it's so long now, and it's not a particularly big yarn. So I mean, it's a DK, so it's a mid-weight yarn.
But it is a big stitch.
It is a big stitch, but the hook is not very big.
Yeah.
It's an F hook, I think, or F hook. So this is why you will probably not see. You'll see those other 2 projects next week, but they probably won't have anything else worked on them.
Right.
Because it's just I need to finish this particular project.
And even though this has been the project I've been working on like every day, the only reason I'm working on it right now is because I don't want to start the toe, and I don't want to pick up stitches for my next log.
Right.
And I didn't feel like working on the sock that has a pattern on it, so this is the one that's getting work. It's my simplest project I have here.
Right.
That's not in some stage of this hair. It's like this one curl just wants to stay right in the middle of my forehead. It always does that.
You were very, very bad.
I'm not sure if it's just the way my hair parts that I always have one that just wants to go right here.
It's the nature of hair that has some kind of movement to it.
Yeah.
Wave and bounce. And
I guess at least I don't have my horns, which I sometimes get.
Yeah. Okay, I think that's you, Taya.
I finished projects.
Okay.
Like these are done. I don't have any FOs, but I finished showing
let me,
projects.
Let me just.
Do you want me to do show journal?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we don't have any FOs, so.
So, this is my book journal. I didn't get a chance to show last time the one for that one. This is the
The George Washington one?
No, I did that a while back. That was the one before that. This is The Faithful Executioner. It
Oh,
was
right.
an audiobook about an executioner during the 16th century. It's actually a really cool book because it was working off of this journal. The reason he had a journal, partially is just because he's very thorough, but another reason why he had it is he was trying to make the case to get his family's name back to being honorable, because to be an executioner wasn't seen as honorable. You would be shunned. So this was like his way of making his case that, hey, could you take this curse, for lack of a better term, off of my family? We didn't choose to do this. It was forced upon us. Please free us from this. So that's part of what his journal was for. It's a very interesting journal. But the other one I finished was Pastimes and Pleasures in the Time of Jane Austen.
That's a nice cover.
So yeah, I'm pretty happy with how that one turned out. That one took a little bit more effort than the one before. I also put more effort into, like actually put effort into it. But now that I have that entry finished, I can actually record a booktube episode, video, whatever. But I did get an idea. I've started following on my booktube channel, on my booktube Instagram, some book journalers, so I can get some ideas from them. Now, they're most of the time, they're all the time going to be more artsy about it than I am. And by artsy, I don't mean drawing something. What I'm doing is just copying a cover, basically. That's not artsy. I mean, like, creative, like, in the way you put it together. This is just something, like, you can do on Goodreads, basically, you know?
Not the picture.
But I did get an idea, because I already have library cards. I want to go and look at the Dewey Decimal System, because I want to put that on the card, and then, you know, have the day I start it and the day I finish it. And I even have the pocket that I can put it in. So I can do that maybe instead of having where I have it written here where the book thing is. It'll make it slightly more creative before I go into writing my review. And I write my review in here partially to give myself some structure, but also partially to work off of for my ratings. But yes, that's this. Eventually I will have to grow into a bigger journal, because I'm working my way through this one.
It'll take a while though. You still got a few pages.
Right. Well, I have quite a few pages. Now, my last review was quite a long review. It also depends on how big I make the picture.
Right.
Because the more details that is required for the picture, the bigger the book cover is going to be. So that means I have more pages I need to use for writing the review.
Right.
But some reviews don't take up very many pages at all.
Okay. Let's see here.
That should lead us on, unless you have something for...
I don't have any journal stuff.
Do you have any...
I have stash enhancements.
Yeah, and so do I. First, because...
I did this one already, right?
What's this one?
This one, the one for the yarn, the pink yarn. This was Expression Fiber Arts.
Yes, I think you did do that.
Okay. Okay. I have two things, basically, and one of them is not for me, it's for you guys, okay? Christina has been wonderful, Mama
Yes,
C.
she has.
She is our main supplier of prizes. So she sent prizes for you guys. This is called Crazy Zubber Ball. And
I always thought it was a, like a gobstopper.
This is Crazy Zubber Ball. And she's got, I don't want to take this out of here because I'm afraid it's
No.
going to come unwound. So you can see how pretty it is.
Yeah, it's very pretty.
I thought it had netting because of the way it's done, but it's not. It's just the way it's wound up. I don't want to take it out and ruin the pretty presentation. I think it's a fingering sock yarn.
It looks like
it. And it's very, very pretty. So this is one of the prizes.
It's kind of tweedy.
A little bit.
But it's not tweedy in the way that that annoys me, where you have to pick out the nastiness.
And she sent us some Knit Picks Felici, so I think there's enough for a pair of socks here. Isn't that pretty?
I have a bunch of yarns like that I have to try because people have given it to me.
And this is called Dance Party.
Oh, that's fun.
You can do that in your Dance All Night socks.
No, can't. It's not worsted.
Maybe you can find it. I don't think Felici has worsted.
I don't think so.
So this is, but maybe something similar.
Because that pattern is a worsted pattern.
And she sent us a nice little note that is private. And so, Christina, thank you very much for your generosity. We appreciate all your generosity. So this is a blessing. So somebody's going to get these, somebody's going to get these yarns. So we're very happy about that. The other thing is not a yarn. I've been looking at this magazine for about 6 months, maybe longer. I ran into somebody at the beauty shop who had a copy of this magazine. I'm looking at it. I'm like, well, that looks really nice. And I came home and checked it out. It's expensive. But these were on sale at like half price off. Or not quite half price off, but really close. My husband said, yeah, I should go ahead and get a couple of them so I can see if I like them. I probably will not get them on a subscription because they're like $20 a pop.
Although they are definitely books.
They are beautiful. In fact, my husband said it's just like his artist, his international artist. And it's called Bella Grace. And the ones I got, one has to do, the theme is Aunt Shirley from
Which is cool.
Anne of Green Gables. And the other one is Bloom Where You're Planted, which is something I'm really into, that kind of stuff, making the best of where you're at. So this is the one on Anne of Green Gables. Well, it's not on Anne of Green Gables, but that's the theme.
Yeah.
And so it's absolutely a beautiful, beautiful, it's a book. I mean, it's got, you can put, like this if you want to. And I wanted to make sure that was something that, boy, the photographs in here are beautiful.
Well, what's the point of it?
That's what I'm going to find out. There's a lot of, there's journaling prompts and things like that. It's very much of a wellness, I hate to use the word mindfulness, but to me it puts me in mind of something that's just comforting, and I can't really explain it because I haven't read it. I've only looked through it, and
Okay.
it's very much of a supportive. Is not the right word, but support is about the only word I can think of right now. I can give you a better idea later because I haven't looked at these yet. I only Unlovely and Loved.
Yeah, it really doesn't seem like something that I would really be able to get into.
See, I love these. The pictures alone would be great prompt for writing.
It just doesn't feel very practical.
Here's your journaling sections. Your words. Well, I'm not explaining it. I can't explain it because I don't know.
Well, I'm just looking at it, and it just for me, it just kind of
here. Autumn and Avonlea, however they say
Avonlea, and that's the way I've always heard it anyway.
So this,
maybe it's wrong.
I always said Avonlea, but I think it is Avonlea.
Okay, because that's the only way I've heard it, but I'm not sure that it's absolutely correct.
To me, this is very much like it makes me feel like old home and just relaxed. It's meant to. I don't know. It's hard to explain. Maybe somebody who actually gets this magazine, because I haven't read it yet. I just thought that it would be something I would like. Mm-hmm. And the photographs are really nice. It's got all kinds of prompts, and I can't bring myself to write in this. It'll have to be in a notebook.
I think that kind of defeats the purpose.
But I don't want to write in this because my handwriting is horrible. So, and if I have to scratch it out, I will be absolutely, no, I don't want to write in this. It's absolutely beautiful. It's a beautifully put together magazine, well worth the $20 if you were to do that. There's poetry in here. People write poetry and things like that. So the other one, like I said, is Bloom Where You're Planted. And this one was a winter issue from a few years back, I think. And it's basically, it has prompts. I think it's meant to help you to, just for people who journal and things like that. To me, that's what kind of attracted me to it was the journaling aspect, the prompts for journaling and things like that.
Yeah, it must be for like people who journal like creatively.
I guess.
Because I don't get it.
I really like it. It's pretty. I think.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I just really, really like it. I thought, if I don't use the magazine, I can cut up the pictures and use them in my journal. I'm looking at this. I'm like, there's no way I'm cutting this up. It's just beautiful. It's a book. It's not a magazine. It's a book.
It is a book.
Yeah, I really
it's a book
like it.
I don't get, but it's a book.
I don't care if you don't get it. You are not put on this earth to
get it, Mr. Burton.
Yes, it is a reference.
Big Trouble in
Big
Little
Trouble in
China.
Little China, Kurt Russell.
It's been years since I watched that.
And the lady was she was from Desperate Housewives.
Desperate. How did you know she's from Desperate? You don't even watch Desperate Housewives.
Doesn't mean I'm dead.
I don't know that she's.
I think it was Desperate Housewives.
I can see her in my head. She's a redhead.
She wasn't that anyway.
And she has pretty eyes. Like I think you even made a point. They're supposed to have green eyes.
Yeah, Kim Cattrall.
Yes.
Maybe she wasn't from Desperate Housewives.
I forget what she was in.
She wasn't something.
Wait, did she play one of the April O'Neils?
No.
Okay. Because there were like 3 April O'Neils in the...
No. There were 2.
There were only 2?
There were 2 until we got this new one.
Okay, because there was... I guess one of them was in 2 movies, and then one was in the one where they go to
China.
To China.
Actually, one was in the first movie, and then... Cattrall, C, not K.
Was she in Adventures in Babysitting, maybe?
No, I don't think so.
Well, that's an older
British
picture.
Canadian. This is one of her older pictures. Sex and the City. That's what I was thinking about.
Oh, I still want to get her from that.
I never saw that.
You know, you can probably look up on IMDb to see her. You're on YouTube, Mom. If you go to her IMDb, it'll give you her catalog of filmography. Excuse me.
Okay, let's see here. IMDb. I think I have the.
If I had the app, I got rid of it a long time
I
ago.
used to have it. I think I got rid of it.
You just look up IMDb, it'll take you there, and honestly, you could look up Kim Cattrall IMDb, and that'll probably be the easiest way to do it. Because I know her from somewhere else.
Rall.
Hey, look, there it is.
Kim Cattrall, known for Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country, Lieutenant Valeris, Sex and the City.
I think it was one of the Star Treks I didn't watch. Dismiss. Okay, so it should show her filmography. Okay, so see y'all.
Big Trouble in Little China is where I first saw her.
Yeah, I felt like we saw her in something else. Okay, so actress.
Okay.
And well, that's the new Sex and the City and just like that.
How I Met Your Father. That old Glamorous is about my father.
This is her older stuff. I don't know her from any of her older stuff.
Filthy Rich. Witness for the Prosecution.
I didn't see Witness for the Prosecution.
I don't know any of these. Sex and the City 2, I don't know. She was in The Simpsons. Sex and the City. Ice Princess.
Sex and the City again.
Big Trouble in Little China. Yeah, so she's not really in much.
I felt like I knew her from something else.
Basically she's, because we're going back to 1996 and stuff.
I just wanted to see if there was anything older, like maybe we knew her from Return of the Three Musketeers.
Who was she, My Lady? No, My Lady was Deborah De Mornay.
Okay, so I'm going from the beginning. Ariane Flint.
Not Deborah De Mornay. Rebecca De Mornay.
Let's see. Logan's Run.
Logan's Run.
I never watched Logan's Run.
She had a very bit part in Logan's Run.
Hardy Boys, Nancy Drew Mysteries.
Well, that goes way back.
Yeah, 2 episodes she was in. Columbo.
So yeah, but there's nothing that she.
Starsky and Hutch.
Yeah, she just made the round.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see how the West was won. Let's see, Charlie's Angels. One episode.
We don't need to keep going through this.
Okay,
it's
well,
boring for them.
Do you have anything else to show?
No.
Oh, okay, because I was going to keep scrolling, but there's nothing earlier than Big Trouble in Little China, so I don't know why. Maybe I just know her from Big Trouble in Little China.
Well, I knew she was in one of those, I thought Desperate Housewives, but it was Sex and the City I was thinking of, because I don't watch either of them. So.
Right, and I wouldn't have known her from that.
I knew her from Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah.
But, okay.
But I do have some sessions to show. First of all,
I would have gone back and forth if you reminded me.
What? You have more?
No, I said I would have gone back and forth.
Oh, okay. Well, this won't take very long. So this is a free kitchen sponge that I got with an order. This is a veteran run Etsy shop, which I didn't know until after I purchased. They make all these amazing cloth things. Some of them are like you do the blankets. They're sewn, but they have the batting. Quilted, thank you. I need a replacement neck pillow because I've completely beaten the heck out of mine.
And the person we usually get it from has closed her shop.
Well, it's open, but there's nothing in it.
Well, she just got married a little while ago.
She did. But, I do want to pull this open. Sorry for noise, but I know people do or don't mind.
Some people do.
Some people do. So, the shop name is, Handmade by Designs Just for You Too. Machine washable, cloth cycle, do not bleach, do not wring.
Okay, that's not the whole name.
But no. Here's their, sorry about any noises. So this is the Batman one. And I have one also, I'm not going to take this one out right away. This is the Nurse Sayings one. So I'm saving one for backup. And this one I am going to take out. This one is supposed to go around a seatbelt. Because, when you fall asleep in the car, you try to be comfortable. Your head always leans against the window,
and stiff.
And it's just uncomfortable, and you have light in your face. So this is supposed to go around the seatbelts.
Oh, I see that. Yeah.
So I guess it goes like this.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. And I think the seatbelt goes here.
Yeah, I was wondering if it was a pocket or not.
No, it's not a pocket, although she does have seatbelt pockets where you can put it around the seatbelt, I guess, to make it so it doesn't chafe. But yeah, I look forward to trying this out because I do sleep a lot in the car, just due to the fatigue. A lot of times I wear the neck one too, but this might be
Daddy
nice.
feels better when you do that.
He does. So I could see this being more comfortable. Look forward to trying this. And it has cute little kitties on it.
Kitty. They have all kinds of stuff. They have some stuff I want to get for my kitchen.
Yes, some stuff that you can cover the oven. They have a whole section they call, not Country Woman, Pioneer Woman. And it's really nice. I would definitely recommend the shop. I look forward to trying this out. I will be having my Batman pillow tonight. It's nice and firm. I haven't had a firm one in a while.
Well, it's because you slept the heck out of it.
Yeah. So this is going to be nice. And I will have my other one my old one as a backup to the backup. And also if Mom doesn't want to lay down to take a nap because she has to do all sorts of stuff with her. She's put in a different brace for her. A different guard so she can sit up and use my other neck pillow. Or she can use the Batman, whichever.
I'd probably use your old one.
Yeah.
Let you break your other one in first.
Yeah. So yes, that is my enhancements.
Okay, so we want to remind everybody.
Are my enhancements?
Yeah. We want to remind everybody we're doing a Zoom on Thursday because this one's open. So this is an open Zoom for all PHNers, and it will be at 10:30 on Thursday. That's this Thursday, the third, fourth.
Fourth is Friday.
Yeah, so the third.
Fourth is Dad's birthday.
Yes, fourth is Dad's birthday. So, so we'll be open to everybody. It's the only time of the year when we do an open Zoom. So if you guys want to get involved and take part in it, 10:30.
I need to make sure I put up something on Instagram for that, just as a reminder. I know we're slowly developing a following on there, so I have to make sure that I post important things on there.
Right. Okay, so I think that's it. We want to say thank you to the people who commented. If I don't mention you, it's because I didn't see you. I've gotten in a very bad habit of doing my show notes really close to when we do the podcast, and so I may have missed you. But if I did, we still are very happy to hear from you. We haven't answered anybody, but we did see them, and we just haven't had a chance. We've had kind of a busy week this time. I had to take my husband for a procedure. We had other things going on.
My stomach's growling.
So we're going to eat. We're hungry. So we want to thank the people who did comment, known or known. I want to thank Wendy, who was MacGyver, Kara, Meditative Crafter, 9347, Paula, Looney Hiker, Brittany, and Christina, and anyone else who commented. We're very happy to hear from you. Please continue to comment, even though we sometimes be a little slow getting back to you because of life.
I hope that this new mic setup is working. I've got high hopes for just because this is our normal mic.
So that's it. We hope to see you again here next week for the Fun in the Woman Cave, and we hope that your week is full of every blessing and good thing, everything that you enjoy. This is the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 564, and that's a wrap.
Bye-bye.
Bye.